resource that is able to produce the majority of our paper, textiles, and food, meet all the world's transportation, home, and industrial energy needs, reduce pollution, and rebuild the soil. You would probably be interested in seeing it be put to work. Well, you can't. It's illegal. Cannabis hemp, also known more commonly as marijuana, is the plant that can do all this. I've always been concerned with the environment and potential answers to its problem. When I found out about hemp's possibilities, I soon became an activist. I'm sure all of you would like to see improvements in your life and the world around you. Hemp can make the possibility of cheaper gas prices, longer lasting clothes, better paper, better medicines, better paints and varnishes, and a worldwide food source a reality. Hemp needs to be legalized immediately to ensure all of us with a better tomorrow. I'm now going to tell you some of the little known facts about hemp. Using hemp to make paper is better and has greater advantages. Since 1937, about half the forests in the world have been cut down to make paper. Paper production from the wood requires large amounts of chemicals to convert the fibers to pulp, which ends up in our water supply. Bleaching is also required for paper made from wood. According to The Emperor Wears No Clothes by Jack Hare, until 1883, 75 to 90% of all the paper made in the world was made with cannabis hemp fiber. If hemp had not been outlawed, most of our forests would still be standing. 1 acre of hemp equals 4.1 acres of forest land in production. It requires low amounts of chemicals to convert the pulp and requires little or no bleaching. Hemp paper is stronger, much more resistant to decomposition, does not yellow with age, and can be recycled many more times than wood. If it were put in full production, it would also be cheaper than wood paper. Hemp is a better choice when it comes to textiles and fabrics. According to the Emperor, 80% of all mankind's textiles and fabrics for clothes, tents, linens, rugs, drapes, quilts, bed sheets, towels, diapers, etc., including our flag, were made from hemp up until the 1820s in America and until the 20th century in the rest of the world. 50% of all chemicals used in American agriculture today are used in the growing of cotton. Hemp requires no chemicals and has few weed or insect enemies. Hemp is softer, warmer, more water absorbent, and many more times durable than cotton. Again, if hemp were in full production, the price of hemp would be cheaper or compete with cotton. Hemp seed can be used as a basic world food. According to Lynn Osborne, Hemp Seed Nutrition, hemp seed is the highest of any plant in essential fatty acids, at 80% of total oil volume. Essential fatty acids are responsible for our immune system. Hemp seed is the lowest in saturated fats at 8% of total oil volume, and only soybeans contain a higher amount of protein. The protein in hemp seed is unique, however, because 65% of the protein found in hemp seed is in the form of globulin edison. The body's ability to resist and recover from illness depends on how fast it can produce large amounts of antibodies to fend off the initial attack. If the globulin protein is in short to supply the antibodies, we may not be able to stop the sickness from setting in. The best way to ensure that the body has enough amino acid material to make globulins is to eat foods high in globulin proteins such as hemp seed. Just in case you were wondering, you cannot get high from eating the seeds, nor can you get high from smoking the paper or clothes made from hemp. Hemp is a hardy plant that can be grown almost anywhere, even in adverse conditions. Therefore, if plants were grown in third world countries, many of our world's children dying of protein starvation could be saved. Australia survived 2 prolonged famines in the 19th century using almost nothing but hemp seeds for protein and hemp leaves for roughage. According to Hemp and the New Energy Technologies by John Gitman, the DOE hopes to cut the cost of ethanol for biomass to just 67 cents per gallon by the year 2005. Biomass is the fuel of the future. What is so great about biomass is that it adds no extra carbon dioxide to the air, unlike fossil fuels, by creating a balance system. When the plants grow for biomass production, they breathe in CO2 to build the cell structure. The leftover oxygen then goes into our air supply, replenishing it. Then when the biomass is burned, it releases CO2. The CO2 cycle comes to a balance when the new fuel crop is grown the next year. Biomass conversion through pyrolysis is the process which involves applying high heat to organic material in the absence of air or reduced air. What is left is a clean burning charcoal to replace sulfur-emitting coal. The government's biomass program is looking for a plant that can be grown in rotation with food crops that can produce 10 tons per acre in 90 to 120 days. This plant must be able to grow in all climatic zones of America. Hemp fits all of these qualifications. I could go on and on about all the possibilities, about how a 1990 research study by Dr. Gerald Lentz revealed that direct contact with THC killed the herpes virus, or about how marijuana became illegal for someone else's profit, or how it can be made into biodegradable plastics, but I do not have enough time. Hemp can make a better life for all of us. It can end our acid rain, pollution, world hunger, and help with a million other things. Though I believe hemp should not be prohibited in any way, if your arguments against hemp is its use is the drug it produces, you need not worry, because hemp grown for industrial use is of a different strand of plant, and the bud produced from it is poor and if smoked would have no effect. I challenge all of you to make a difference in your world and write to your congressperson, the president, or anyone. Remember, most of the people are blind to this information and do not know hemp's many uses. There are many books on the topic, so inform people and write to people. Together we can improve our world. I'd like to end this with a quote from Frank Zappa. All your children are poor, unfortunate victims of lies you believe. The plague upon your ignorance that keeps the young from the truth they deserve.
Wow.
Informative speech.
That's three.
That's good.
Three very well.